Imagine you're at the very end of your life. You're lying in bed, looking back on all of it. Every choice, every road you took, and every road you didn't. What would you regret? Here's the strange part. We don't actually have to guess, because the people who are really there, at the very end, tend to say the same few things, over and over. And once you hear them, it's almost impossible to live the same way again. A nurse named Bronnie Ware spent years caring for people in the final weeks of their lives. She sat with them, she listened, and she started noticing something strange. It didn't matter who they were, rich or poor, young or old. They kept repeating the same small handful of regrets. Not random ones, the same ones. And here's the part that changes everything. Almost none of them regretted what they did. They regretted what they didn't do. So here are the 5 biggest regrets of the dying, and more importantly, what they can teach you while there's still time. Regret number 1, living someone else's life. The number 1 regret was this: I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. At the very end, the deepest regret wasn't failing at something. It was never even trying, never becoming who they actually were. They lived the life their parents wanted, or the life their town expected, or the life that just looked right from the outside, and they let their own dreams quietly fade away. The lesson? Your life is yours, not your parents', not society's. If there's a version of you that you keep putting off, that's the one to start listening to. Regret number 2, working too hard. The second regret came up again and again. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. They missed it, their kids growing up, their partner, the ordinary days that turn out to be the whole point of everything. They spent decades on a treadmill, chasing more, telling themselves they'd slow down later, and later never came. Nobody at the end ever wished they'd spent more time at the office. Not a single one. The lesson is simple and a little brutal. Don't trade your whole life for a paycheck you won't even remember. Regret number 3, hiding their feelings. The third regret: I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. To keep the peace, they swallowed their words. They stayed quiet. They never said what they really felt. The "I love you," the "I'm sorry," the honest conversation they kept avoiding for years. They carried all of it, unspoken, sometimes for a lifetime. And it didn't just cost them relationships. That bottled up silence quietly weighed on them for years. The lesson? Say it. The words you're most scared to say are usually the ones that matter most. Regret number 4, letting friends slip away. The fourth regret was almost universal. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. Life got busy. People moved. The calls got shorter. Then they stopped. And by the end, when it mattered most, they couldn't find the people who once knew them best. They didn't miss money. They didn't miss success. They missed people. The lesson is the easiest one to act on, and the easiest one to keep ignoring. That friend you keep meaning to message them today. Regret number 5, not letting themselves be happy. And the 5th regret might be the saddest of all. I wish that I had let myself be happier. Because at the very end, many of them realized something. Happiness had been a choice they could have made all along. They stayed stuck in old habits and old fears. They pretended to be content, when really they were just too afraid to change. They didn't understand, until it was too late, that they were allowed to be happy. The lesson? You don't have to wait for permission. You can choose, right now, to stop pretending and start actually living. Now look closely at all 5. Live your truth. Work less. Speak up. Stay connected. Choose joy. Underneath every single one of them is the exact same thing: fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of change. Fear of being seen. Fear of letting go. The deepest regrets of the dying aren't really about big mistakes. They're about all the times fear won. But here's what makes this so powerful. You're hearing this now, not at the end. Now, while you still have all the time in the world to do something about it. That's the gift these people are handing you. A list of exactly what they wish they'd known sooner. You don't have to learn it the hard way. And you don't need to change your entire life today. Just one thing. Make the call. Say the words. Take the road you keep avoiding. So here's a question worth sitting with for a moment. Picture the version of you at the very end, looking back at today, at this exact moment in your life, right now. What would they beg you to do? And what's actually stopping you from doing it? Because the truth is, you still have time. And that's the one thing every person on that list would give anything to have back.